All right, guys, so you got any questions from homework? All right, I think you started me off, so I'll go this way.
Okay. The section 3.1. Section, so that's 166.
Number 24. Oh. So can somebody tell me if they say simplify, what does that tell you to do? Whatever the problem is, what?
Put it in simplest form.
Simplest form. I like it. Do the operations. Multiply stuff. Get like terms together. Right? I call this the consolidation step. Simplification. So what they give us on number 24 is, and this is on page 166, 3.1. Okay, cool. So when you see a problem like this, now if it's part of an equation, it's just like an expression, just with an equal sign in it, and we do exactly what we should do here. What's the very first thing I should do here? Distribute. I like it. Because really order operations would want me to do in there, and I can't do a damn thing in there. Right? So the next thing I need to do is distribute. Yeah, good. So 5 and 6. 30.
Minus 5y. 5y.
Yeah, 5 times y is... Oh, it's a y. That's a y.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was what? That's why.
And what's here? Yeah, for a minute I was like, where the hell's 20 coming from? Yeah, my y's definitely look like 4 centimeters. You guys with me?
Yeah.
Is there anything I'm wrong here? Anything that should be
No.
something else? I make mistakes.
Yeah.
So I didn't make a mistake here. I almost don't want to say this if nobody thinks this, but sometimes I have people do the 5 there also, but why the hell does that make no sense at all? 5, they give me 5 times 2 and they put a 10 there. Why does that make no sense?
No. Not in parentheses.
Not the 2 is not collected together in the parentheses. That 5 can only go this far. So the parentheses have to pull this guy in to let the 5 get to it, and they didn't. So the 2's out there escaping. So now what's the next step?
30 minus 30.
Get your like terms together. I don't want to see any 25 y's, right? Why does that make no sense?
Because it's 31.
Yeah, it's not 31. So I can't consolidate those. I got 31's minus 5 y's. Okay, I can't do anything with that. But I can do something with 30 minus 2.
28.
28. And the 5 y's still there. I like it. Cool. That's it. It's not an equation, so I can't get a specific answer. It's just an expression. So I can simplify it, consolidate it as much as I can. But somebody always makes this equal to 0 out of nowhere and solves it. Don't think everything in the universe is 0. That's kind of depressing. Right? If it's not an equation to begin with, I shouldn't expect to be able to get a number answer. Is that cool? Yeah.
Oh, on that same page, number 36.
This one here? So this one says simplify still, right? Are those like terms?
I couldn't do anything, so I thought I'd do something.
What is 12x? What does that really mean? Be even more basic. It means 12x is in a row, right? So this is saying x plus 12x is in a row. So now how many x's do I have in a row?
13.
So how could I write that better? 13x. Please don't do that step, right? That would say x plus 87x. I don't want to see that. Continue to the next page. X.
So you can combine them even though x doesn't have a number on
It does. It does have a number. What's understood to be here? 1. We've just decided, we have determined, we meaning other people way back in our past, that we had no say in, but oh well, too bad, that we're not going to write that 1. It's understood to be there. Because if I draw that, how many x's are there?
One.
So it's understood that it's 1x. So I like that you're thinking that way. You're right. You got to think that way. Why does it make sense what we're doing? If there's nothing there, how can I say I get 13 if there's nothing there? But there's an understood 1. I just want to save time. There's all, I think I did this once before. Understood 1 there. Understood 1 down there. Understood 1 there.
So couldn't y just as easily be like a 5 or a 6 or any number? I mean, how do you know it's a 1?
Couldn't what be what now? Sorry.
Wouldn't that x, since we don't know what it is,
Okay, now.
be anything?
Now, look at this. You agree with me there's a 12 there, right? Good. I'm not saying a word about what that x is. I don't know what that x is. I just know I have 12 of them. How many x's do I have over this side? 1 of them. There's an understood 1 there. I'm not saying that x is 1 because I don't have a clue what x is. Good point. I'm just saying how many of these unknown things do I have? Right? Everybody ever seen the movie Critters? I don't know why this is coming up. You go around collecting these little things like, what is this? I don't know. I got 12 of them over there, and I just found another one. So now, of course, I got 13 things I don't know what the hell they are. That's all I'm doing is collecting these things. You're right. I can't say what x is. I have no idea. But I do know I have 13 of them in this expression. Cool. I like it. And very quickly, this is something I wish I would have thought about sooner. But it has to do with, like, -6. That's -1 minus 1 minus 1 minus 1 minus 1 minus. That's 6 negative 1s. Does that make sense? So then it only makes sense. Only. If I do this, I have 6 negative 1s in a row. 5 more negative 1s in a row. So how many negative 1s do I have now? I have 11 negatives, right? So that kind of explains those rules that I've taught. That's the reasoning behind those rules. When they're both negative, I add them and put the negative back on. Because you are fundamentally doing that. You are saying I have 6 negative 1s, 5 negative 1s, so I have 11 negative 1s. That sort of relates to the idea like terms, because here I'm just putting together my negative 1s.
There's no maybe. I think we get it.
Well, some people have that poker face on, so I'm not sure what that ever means. Okay. Is there any other questions from homework?
On page 175, number 39.
39?
I guess 76,
Okay, that's right. So this is in section 3.2, 39. All right, cool. So what do I do first here? Good.
Yes.
So I always are drawn to these parentheses. Which is good. Order operations should kind of make us look at those first, because they're first in line, these parentheses. But now they're first in line for kind of a different reason. I distribute through those parentheses. So what do you get here? Good. So there's no negatives in here to kill that negative dude, so they're both going to end up negative. Negative 3 times positive, that's negative 3x. There's no negative to kill him. Negative 3 times positive 1, that's negative 3. There's no negative to kill him. And then everything else is still here. And now I can start cleaning things up. Combining like terms on each side. So on this side, where are my like terms?
-3, -2.
Good. Good. Negative 13.
20.
Good. 12 plus 8. 20. Now what's in the wrong place?
-13.
Good. Negative 13 is in the wrong place. Why is it in the wrong place? Because the numbers are over there, right? So the E needs to go over that way. It needs to be with the other numbers.
Plus 13.
So to cancel negative 13, I have to add 13 to it.
33.
So here they cancel. So I get negative 3x equals 33.
Divide by 3.
And your last step is almost always division. Whatever number's in front of the x, I divide by it to kill it.
Minus
11.
Yeah, 33 divided by 3 is 11, but there's no other negative to kill that, so the answer is still negative. I can't kill that negative. Anything else from homework?
Can we do 33 on that same page?
Which one do you want to look at?
The one on 184, number 6.
Okay, so I'll do that one next. 184, number 6.
170.
All right, so that's what I'm going to look at next. The one I'm looking at right now is page 176. I'm sorry, page 175, number 33.
It's like 184. Oh.
That one, right? The one that's got -7. Like that? Okay. So this one, there's no parentheses. So I'm kind of a few steps down. Somebody's already done some work for me, is the way I kind of like to look at this. So where am I at? What do I need to do now?
Negative 1.
Put the 1.
Yeah, I start moving stuff side to side when both sides have been simplified. There's not a damn thing I can do on either side. So now I start moving stuff over, and that -1, that's the guys in the wrong place. That's where the variable should be. So what do you do to both sides?
Add 1.
Add 1.
Plus 1.
So it cancels here, so I get 2x equals, good, -6.
Divide by 2.
You almost always divide last. Divide by 2 to kill that 2.
Negative 2.
Yeah, 6 divided by 2 is 3. You can make it 3, John. But the negative is still there. Nobody else killed it.
So that's my problem. I was taking the 2 and moving it over. But
Oh.
I can't do that. I need to divide now because
Like
the 2 is-
subtracting 2, or?
Yeah, like subtracting 2 from there and adding it to the 6. But I can't do that because it's
Yeah,
tied to the 6.
because what's
the
2x minus 2?
Yeah.
No, it's not that.
it.
2x minus 2 is 2x minus 2. They're not like terms. I can't even do anything with that. So you can never get rid of a coefficient with subtraction, because if it's a coefficient, that means it's actually multiplying. The only way to get rid of a coefficient is to divide it. Okay. Anything else from? Oh yeah, wait. Page 184. Number 6. Oh yeah, okay. All right. This one is deceptively simple looking, but it's got a place where you might freak out. So somebody help me out. What would you do first?
Minus, add 3 in it.
7 and 3 maybe? 7 and
Yeah, so the m's aren't together yet, right?
Yeah.
So which way you want to go with them?
What's the positive 3?
Yeah, you can add 3 into both sides, and I'll go ahead and do it.
-10.
And do you see how the answer is going to be negative? Which is fine. There's really nothing wrong with that. But if I have a choice, I won't bring negatives in if I don't need to. Because that's one more place I can make a mistake. But this is fine. You should still end up with the same answer. The reason I did that is just so the m's go away. They get consolidated on one side. So the 4 is still here.
-4.
Good. -7 plus 3 is -4 m's. Those go away.
4.
Now what's on the wrong side? What's in the wrong place?
4.
The 4. So how do you kill it?
-4.
0.
2.
So that goes away. I got negative 4m. Now sometimes I have somebody go and they just circle that.
No.
Do you see why they think that?
Because both sides.
Because the other side is 0, but that doesn't mean the other side disappeared, right? If my bank account's only 0, my checkbook doesn't poof disappear. No, it's still there. It's still 0. It's still a valid number. So this equals 0. But this is where people might freak out now. And you don't think about this side. You think about why is m not by itself yet. You don't worry about that side. That side doesn't tell you what to do. Why is m not by itself? It's got the negative 4 coefficient. So how do I kill the negative 4? Divide by it. Both sides. And what's 0 divided by anything?
0.
Not undefined. I like it. It's 0. What's undefined?
Number divided by
Something divided by 0. That's undefined. Cool. 0 divided by something is 0. And that is a valid answer. You just stop there. All right. So is that the part that
Yeah.
you get here and like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right. Anything else from homework?
I had a question on your, like, if there was a negative outside the parentheses and there was numbers,
So like this, like just a negative sitting out front?
yeah, and then like does 0 hold, I don't get
Like that?
yeah, like that. So do you, after you solve that, like it'll become a negative x and then it'll become a positive 2. So do you, I was just asking about, do you put the positive or,
Oh yeah, definitely. Yep.
that was my question.
I like it. That's the thing I'm slowly trying to really get into your brain is the minus sign is the same thing as a negative number. They're the same thing. So the plus sign is really the same thing as a positive number. So that 2 is currently negative. When I multiply by a negative, it becomes positive 2. You guys with me? Okay. And of course, if this was part of an equation, I just start putting my like terms together and stuff. Yeah. So you'll see that a lot, and that's the easiest place to make a mistake, is to forget to bring the negative to the other dude. Right? Somebody will tell me that's still a minus 2, but you didn't multiply that by the negative. Okay. Anything else from homework? Let me give you this. Let me see if this is at all helpful. And this is actually the first thing I want you guys to work on. But a big chunk of this is just me trying to explain the steps. I think several of you are pretty decent with solving equations, but I think several of you might not feel too comfortable with it yet. Oh, Will. Wait a minute. Yeah, just 1 second. Good stuff. Go. All right, guys. So looking that over, does that make sense? What I'm trying to show you there? Use the distributive property first. Combine like terms on each side. Variables together on one side, numbers together on the other side. It doesn't matter which one you move first. So 2 and 3, you could do those, whichever one you want to first. Then divide both sides by the coefficient of the variable. And the resulting number is the solution, you're done. So I tried to show you an example showing you like step 1 being done, step 2 being done, step 3 being done, step 4 being done, step 5 being done. if you have any trouble with equations. So what I want you to do is work on those 5 there at the bottom. Okay, so you can work, check your answers with other people, you can work alone entirely, whatever you want to do. Let me turn you off.